Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Chasing Remnants, our adventure through the Dragon Age tabletop game. Before we get started, I'm sorry that the last episode was not uploaded to YouTube yet, and I've heard that there were some audio issues with the Twitch recording. I have not fiddled with the copy of the video that I have on my computer. But hopefully the audio issue is fixed there, and I will try to get that up tomorrow along with this episode once it's been recorded, so that everybody can watch the VOD if you missed the live stream. And so with us again, we have Chrissy playing Idalya, Celeste playing Aria, and Alex playing Ohana. And last time on our happy adventure, our heroes were tasked with, on the way to meeting Cassandra in Paravantium, they were tasked with destroying wiping out the remaining Templars in an abandoned outpost that had been holed up. There were some Red Templars that were rumored to be in there, and they were supposed to go in and kill them. They had a bit of a dangerous run-in with those Templars, ended up running back out of the tower, and came up with the very clever plan to try and smoke them out. This backfired when the items in the tower caught fire, which eventually set the red lyrium within on fire, and the entire tower exploded. Our heroes very narrowly avoided death because Idalya had some quick thinking and was able to duck behind a tree that protected her from just enough of the damage that she could survive. And as our heroes approached the fallen rubble, they discovered that not everything in the tower had been killed. They faced and defeated a behemoth, and then went on their way to Paravantium, where they have met up with Cassandra in the tavern as appointed, and are in the process of explaining why they exploded a tower and why one of them now has lyrium poisoning from picking up a red lyrium weapon and using it.
I forgot that.
No idea what you're talking about.
And where we left off last time, we were in the middle of the conversation with Cassandra, and she had just asked what's wrong with her, in reference to Ohana.
I mean, that's like such a loaded question, but as of right now, I seem to have just a little bit of red lyrium poisoning, because, yeah, there was a lot of it, and I didn't make very good decisions.
But ultimately, she did slay the behemoth, so the behemoth is down.
Yes, Behemoth is gone. I even beat him to death with his own arm, so that was like super hilarious. But that also kind of came back to bite me in the hit points, so. Anyway, we can fix that!
I will see what I can do.
Oh, thank you so much!
It is going to waylay our purpose, but perhaps that is for the best. I will go speak with my contacts and see if there's anything that can be done to aid you. In the meantime, I am concerned about one of our Inquisition, one of our... Pretend she never said that. Fuck up my whole spy network.
Okay.
One of our organization's contacts here in town, who was on a separate mission for us. I don't like the way this town gives off an energy that is unsettling to me, and I have not had a chance to investigate myself. So while I am looking to aid your friend here with her poisoning, perhaps you could investigate for me and see if there's anything that we should be concerned about.
Sounds good, Cass. I feel like that's only fair.
Very well.
Okay. You have any more information? Or just this town feels icky?
As I said, I have not been able to investigate myself, but the people here seem nervous.
Okay. Well, we'll go throw me in the middle and see if that helps.
I feel like Idalya at this point would just start pushing Alhana out the door. Like, do not talk to the seeker. Ever. Like, trust me.
You're really pretty!
She's just like stone-faced watching you go.
I feel like Idalya's gonna do a lot of physical shuffling of Alhana through this campaign.
Yeah, probably. But I'll have to agree to go with it because I'm like 3 times your size.
Well,
It'll be funny the first time that I'm like, no.
If she's pushing you out of somewhere you probably should be leaving. That's not true.
Do we need some strength checks up in here? Like, okay, so
Hope not.
have you guys left the tavern?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been tasked to investigate the town and see what's up, and you've agreed to do it because Cassandra is very gracefully trying to heal Alhana from her Alhana-ness.
So we have yet to
be fair, if
explore...
Cass asks us to do anything, like, Cass says do this, and, like, you don't disagree with Cass, you know?
This is so mean. I have really high deception points. I really want to roll it to lie to Aria. Be like, Cash thought you were pretty. You should go back and... I really appreciate it if you don't cook foods.
You're destroying her.
I know, that's really... So we have yet to...
Okay, so we need to figure out why everybody's nervous.
So we have yet to explore the garden and the temple that are remaining in town. Those are the 2 areas.
Oh,
Yeah, you've got a garden, a temple, and 2 housing districts.
Oh, 2 housing. Okay,
Yes.
I vote we start at the temple because religion is just like it puts everybody on edge a lot. So
Are you
Hey,
trying to start a
quick-
riot?
no. DM, quick question.
Yes.
When you say temple, do you mean like a chantry, or since we're in Tevinter, it's something completely different?
It's just labeled as the temple on the map that you guys have.
Okay.
Okay, so we can go to the temple first.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you guys arrive at this a great temple. And as you head in, the building it towers over the tops of all the other buildings scattered in the town. Like it's a big building, and you kind of could have seen it from far off before you actually approached it. It's built out of midnight black stone in layers that sort of pile up and spiral up into the sky. Each column ends in a multi-pointed cluster of spikes. Like the spires of stone have almost been topped with it almost looks like they've topped them with fallen stars. Like it's designed to look like, spires that have big stars up at the tip. There is a wall around it lined with leering dragon faces. And as you walk beneath the large archway leading into the main building, you see more dragon heads that are alternated with the sharp stares of slate-carved owls. The entire temple gives off an air of ancient foreboding, as though the old god that it was clearly dedicated to had left part of their presence behind in the haunted halls. So you guys are right now in this sort of courtyard area. There's a temple door in front of you, and you're surrounded by these effigies of just dragons and owls.
Okay, I'm gonna try a perception check.
Okay.
Uh, 11.
You don't notice anything particularly amiss. It looks like it's been recently cleaned and well kept.
Hey,
Someone's
Aria,
definitely-
quick question. Do you happen to have any idea what this temple is, or who it was to initially? This is...
I don't think it would come under arcane law, but can I make like some kind of check for that?
Since she's from Tevinter, I didn't know if she'd know.
If you have history, that would work. Arcane lore would actually work for this one too.
It would?
I would.
Okay, cool.
I would give that one to you. Yeah.
That is 5, 9. That is 14.
Yeah. So you recognize pretty immediately from your background as a Tevinter mage that the effigies on the wall are dedicated to the old god of Lusican, which was known as the old god of night.
Interesting. Yeah, I tell everyone that. Very happy to know something about something. Very happy to be like, and this is what's happening here.
What time of day is it?
It's fairly early in the day. I'm going to say it's maybe 10 or 11.
Okay, so the sun is up right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Is there anybody... we see anybody around?
Not in the courtyard, no.
You want to
And
go
so
in?
So it was just the door to the temple and then just the surrounding area, correct?
Yeah. You guys pass through an archway into a courtyard area, and it's empty. It's clean, but empty. And then there's a door leading into the temple from here.
Okay, we should go.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and enter.
Yeah, are there any like rituals or things that I might know of, like take off your shoes before going in, just to make sure we're not
No, nothing like that.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you can take off your shoes if you want.
Blood
but-
sacrifice. I'm sorry.
Well, we're in Tevinter, so.
Every time I go to a Tevinter dinner party and I show up empty-handed, like every time.
So you guys enter in through these doors, and inside the main hall of the temple, you see a large sort of fire pit with bright blue fire flickering in the center, casting a sort of otherworldly glow about the entire room. There are men and women milling about the area, some of them performing sort of mundane daily tasks, while others cluster and speak amongst themselves in sort of hushed tones. They all wear the same set of robes, like a uniform. They're made out of a plush, deep blue velvet with ropes of white satin tied around their waists. And as you walk in through the doors, some of them sort of turn to look at you, and they regard you with polite but indifferent smiles.
Okay, I'm gonna try another perception check.
Okay. What are you just perceiving in general?
I don't know. There's something about all the people wearing uniforms and doing stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like organized things.
I'm looking around like, whoa.
Okay, 21.
That's a good perception check.
I'm like,
You notice that while these people are smiling and they're sort of for the most part for the most part they're pretty nothing seems outwardly amiss, but you do notice that some of these people are very you notice telltale signs of being tired. Like a few of them have like bags under their eyes that maybe it looks like they've covered it up with makeup a little bit, or some of them, as they're talking to each other, might yawn.
and I don't sense any like anger or being scared or anything.
No. Okay, so go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You're like, never mind.
Nope.
As you guys are sort of standing there, sort of looking around the room, sort of trying to figure out what's going on, you are approached by a gentleman with a large, welcoming grin on his face, and he sort of opens his arms in greeting to you. And he says, "Welcome, travelers. Welcome to the Temple of Lusican."
So Idalya's just gonna step in front of Al real fast here before she can talk. This is a beautiful temple. Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Al. How are you?
And Idalya just sighs.
I say over Idalya's head.
Just like put your head like.
I am pleased to welcome you to the halls that were once dedicated to the histories of Tevinter.
Once
History of
dedicated?
What?
The history of what? I didn't hear that
History
one.
of Tevinter.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Did you say once dedicated, as in no longer?
Well, to be honest, this was once a place of worship. It is nothing more than a museum now, as the worship of the old gods is no longer socially acceptable since we have all found the light of the Maker.
Introventor.
Okay.
Of course.
Then why do you all look like a cult?
A cult?
Well, I mean, like, there's just, everybody is, like, walking around in the same outfit, and since they don't have little, like, you know, signs that say, follow me, I'm a guide, it's kind of cult-like. I don't
Welcome
know.
to religion.
He kind of looks at Idalya and Aria, and then he looks back at Ohana, and he's like, it's a uniform. I apologize if we've given off the wrong impression.
No, not at all. But what is your cult all about?
It's a uniform, and we work at the museum. We're dedicated to preserving the history of our fine nation.
Signs that say, follow me, I'll give you a tour.
Okay,
How
how distracted is everyone by Ohana right now? I feel like really fucking distracted.
Yeah, he's
right?
pretty distracted by Ohana, I will say.
Look around.
Is there anything else in this room that, like, I should... Because I got a pretty high percent. Is there anything else worth investigating while they're distracted?
The brazier, you've never seen fire that's, you don't often see fire that's blue. So that might set
So I feel like she'd lean like right next to Aria and just be like, through the corner of her mouth, like, why is the fire blue?
And
like,
did my arcane check tell me anything about why the fire is blue?
You would have to do another arcane check if you like.
Sure.
they're distracted. We were fine.
Less. 13? No, 14, sorry.
You don't know why the fire's blue.
Okay.
Hey, why is the fire blue? I asked the guy.
We tend it with special tinctures so that it is representative of how it may have been lit in the time when it was dedicated to the god of Lusican, and where his worshippers may have come to pay respects.
I'd be interested in knowing what those tinctures are, unless it's some kind of, trade secret of your museum here.
It's a collection of powders and such. I don't think it would be terribly interesting for such lovely young ladies as yourself.
I think you'd find that it's very interesting.
Your history is fascinating. How did people used to pay honor to your god? You said
Why
they
is
bought
everyone
gifts
here,
and...
like, so on edge?
I don't know what you mean. Are we on edge?
Well, I mean, the vibe and the city kinda, sorta weird right now, and all of you guys, like, look really tired, so do you have any idea what that might be about?
So, at this point in time, you guys actually hear a bit of a shuffling sound, and a much older gentleman sort of walks up to you, and he's wearing the same robes, but they're not necessarily, like, on quite as straight and pristine as the other ones. And his belt's maybe like a little bit askew, and his hair is sort of like sticking up in tufts in different directions, and he's wandering almost like he looks lost, and then he turns to you guys, and he sees you, and he sort of stops, and he stares at you for a little bit.
I stare back. Like, right in his face. I'm like 6 inches from his face, like...
He just gets closer and closer, like his eyes are getting wide, and then as you guys are like a centimeter apart from each other, just staring at each other, he says, The song! In a very loud voice.
What song?
The song of the night!
Song of the night. I don't know that one.
And as he says that, you see the man who greeted you roll his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, for the Maker's sake, or whoever's sake, would someone please escort Villius back to his bed?" And you see a bunch of the other acolytes in the temple sort of rush over and
Hey, but
start
before
dragging
he
him
leaves,
away.
Can we
Al,
talk
I
to
think
him?
we should probably stop. I think we should
I
move
wanted
away from this
I
one.
wanted to ask him a question.
Please, pay no mind to him. He has been ill of late. We are not quite sure what has caused his senses to be addled, so we are doing our best to take care of him. He was one of our finest curators. And he's sort of being dragged away, and you see him like muttering something about the song.
Can I roll to see if the guy's like being truthful with me?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's a type of perception. It may be communication, though.
Communication would make sense.
Is it deception? Can deception tell if people are lying?
No. This is a good try. Because what are your abilities?
We've got communication, constitution.
No, I know
like
that, but like,
Oh.
do you have any perks that would be relevant?
It's seduction.
You can try to seduce him to see if he's being truthful,
Please.
but
Yes,
Please,
I would
sir.
like to seduce him
sir.
to see if he's being truthful.
because I mean that's gonna involve asking him point blank, "Are you being truthful?" and then trying to be seductive about it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Can I just interrupt her and roll to try and lie to this dude first?
Are you really gonna? Are you trying to do this, Alhana?
Yeah, I want to see if
Okay.
he's telling the truth, and I will use my feminine wiles to get the answers out of him.
Both of you roll initiative against each other.
Initiative.
You're not in battle. I want to see who's gonna take their action first.
9.
Oh,
For
my
just-
dice are higher than that. 10, 15, plus my 18.
Yeah, so you are not fast enough to stop Alhana. So Alhana, proceed.
So do I have to roll to see if I can like even do this?
Yeah, so first of all, figure out what you're gonna say, and then I want you to roll a communication check and add your seduction skill.
Okay. Did we catch this guy's name?
He has not said it yet, and you did not ask.
Okay. So I was like, I really like, and I sidle up to him and kind of like rub on his shoulder a little bit. Oh my gosh, your robes are so soft. Oh my gosh, what are they made out of? Hey, do you have any idea, like, are you like being serious with us, like telling us like about this old guy that was just being weird, or like, is there really a better story there? Because I love stories so much, and I bet you can tell really good ones, can't you?
All right, what was your roll?
I don't know, I haven't done it yet. 14.
Yeah, so that did not work.
Damn it.
He sort of brushes you off and sort of pushes you back towards Idalya. Takes a degree of separation between you, and he says, "I assure you, I don't know what you're talking about."
Alright, fine. I just really feel like there's so much going on here.
If you mean much going on based on the history of our fine nation, then yes, of course. We are dedicated to studying the ways that have been lost to us since everyone has found the light of the Maker. It is, of course, a sin to worship the false gods, but we here at the temple feel a certain admiration and respect is perhaps not an incorrect word to describe how we feel. Great beings of such power deserve some reference, after all.
Keep being really you're trying to make sure that we know that you're totally on the side of the Maker. What's up with that? Is that new? Are you trying to convince yourselves?
I am gonna say that as Celeste was from Tevinter, you would be aware that when the Chantry in Tevinter was founded, it was outlawed to worship the old gods.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is actually
not
illegal
recent.
to do so. Yeah. So because they have the Black Divine and not the Black Divine. Don't call them that here, but they have their own sect of the Chantry that worships the Maker. And once that was founded, the old gods were no longer accepted as gods.
Yeah, I want to turn to Ahana and tell her all that.
Just whispering it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Aria's telling her that, I'm gonna roll a deception roll to talk to this dude for a second.
Okay.
So let's see how good I roll first before I go into the speech. If I
That's
roll
fine.
a critical fail, I'm just gonna turn the light off.
Aria takes a really long
I
time telling
almost
her
critical
how
failed.
to
I'm joking. Fuck. It's a 2-2. So, and this is deception, right? So 5. Okay. 11.
Okay, what are you trying to deceive?
I have been feeling very empty inside and looking for something of fulfillment. Just watching you guys here, you guys seem to have found something enlightening in your life, and I'm sort of looking for it. And I was I know my friends are kind of boisterous and excitable, but we're all just kind of looking to fill that inner void, and it feels like you guys have found something here, something sort of special. How do we go about joining something like this? Is this is it volunteer? Do we just join you? Is there a process? Do we have to prove things to join here?
So he looks at you skeptically. He's not really buying that you are actually interested in this, but he sort of clears his throat. And
it would have worked better if I'd gotten that initiative roll earlier.
he clears his throat and he says, well, most of us have received our positions here at the museum by gaining degrees in the study of history or architecture or philosophy in some cases. Only a few.
Fascinating.
So if you are interested in applying for a position with the museum, you are more than welcome to prepare your credentials and deliver them to me at some point.
What's your name?
I am Silivius.
What?
Silivius.
What?
That was absolutely in character. It's 100% in character. What? What?
Well, thank you for your information. We will talk it over and decide if this is the right path for us. And Idalya's just gonna back out the door.
Yep.
Excellent.
Pulling out Hannah.
It was lovely meeting you. If you have any questions about Lusican or are interested in any of the ancient ways, please feel free to come back and peruse our museum.
Point of order. Can we huddle real quick? I need to talk to you guys.
Can we do that outside the temple where he's not watching?
I wanted to ask. Sure, fine. Never mind. Ignore it. Moving on.
Can you imagine if we were just thanks for your information, we'll talk to you later, dude.
Well, I wanted to ask him. Stuff about, the dragon. I don't know anything about Tevinter. Why do they think this guy's...
I feel like he's not going to answer us. He's getting more deceptive as time goes on, and they're also exhausted, and it's a temple of the god of night.
Well, I was just gonna ask, general knowledge stuff, what's
I think we should think about coming back here tonight.
Yes. So
Okay.
we should go check out the housing districts in the garden before it gets too late, because that'll give us time to come back.
I'm gonna yell at Slovenius as we're going out. I'm like, hey, what time do you guys close?
He's 5 p.m.
Thank you!
It's on the door.
There's a big sign. And now that he says that, you do notice a big sign that says hours 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Or whatever the weekdays are in Thetis.
Do they use like time telling like that as well? I was trying to work it out the other day and I couldn't.
I think they have a 12-hour clock or a 24-hour clock. Yes, but I think their days of the week are called some fucking shit. No, they might have a Tuesday. I don't remember. I've done this research before, and I don't recall if I actually found that they have like Sunday through Saturday, and that's like the actual names of their weeks, or if they had some equivalents.
Just tweeted Patrick Weeks. Yo!
What's Tuesday in Thetis?
Be like, I'm in an Dragon Age RPG group. Quick, what are the days of the week in Thetis?
They're asking questions I wasn't prepared for. Okay, so you guys are back in the courtyard.
Okay.
No, we learned nothing.
I don't think that guy was going to give us any info. We should go check out. Do you want to do the garden or the housing district?
The garden's probably nice this time of day.
Aria, you're too pure for this world.
Picnic. We can go eat outside in the garden with all the flowers. We'll have a picnic. Maybe
Surprise,
someone will
surprise.
talk.
Al is hungry again.
I mean,
Okay, so we're going to head to the
it
garden.
takes a lot to like keep this up.
So I'm just going to imagine no matter what Al does, there's a sandwich in one hand. Like
Trail
sword in
mix.
one, the sandwich in the other.
Granola trail mix.
Alright, so
Keep it in
you
a pouch.
you guys head out of the courtyard and you head towards the garden on the map, which is sort of like, it's sort of in between the temple and one of the housing districts. And as you head towards it, you walk into, it's got pretty high fences around the outside, so you can't necessarily see into it, but there's an arched doorway that you can go in. And as you walk into that doorway, you walk into a vibrant garden lined with crystal grace and lavender. There's large hedges that form the fences around the garden, and they really tower over your head. Like, these are big hedges. And they sort of make a small maze within. It's not terribly complex. It's not a massive garden, so it's not very sprawling. But there's sort of like a little design with walls set up on the inside. The bushes and hedges have all been trimmed with immaculate precision, and you are surprised at the lovely health of every plant within. The garden is empty, save for some pretty birds that are flitting in and out of the tree branches. There's bees buzzing around. The sun almost seems to shine brighter as you guys walk through, and you marvel at how such a vibrant place could be empty on such a perfect day.
Guys, this seems kind of weird. There's nobody here.
I'm going to do a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I think she froze. Oh,
13?
there you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to say with the 13, you notice that there is a particularly bright green bird that sort of catches your eye. It's a bit bigger than a lot of the other birds that are flitting around, and it's not the same color. And as you look at this bird seems to turn and actually see you watching it. And it sort of ruffles its wings and flaps them a little bit. And then it opens its beak and it surprises you all when it says, "Safe in day, won't take away."
Hello.
Hi, I'm Al. Who are you?
Safe in day, won't take away.
Is it safe or save?
Safe and dare.
How are you writing that down?
Everybody's like furious notes.
This is funny, because I have some granola in my hand, because I was eating, so I hold it out to the bird.
Do you have any kind of animal handling?
I have no idea what you just said. What?
Do you have any kind of animal handling?
Other than she is one?
That's
Hey.
racist.
That is racist.
I was trying to get you points, dude. You were supposed to agree with me and
not
get like
unless
a
I
plus
can
2 Kinardi
seduce
bonus.
the bird, but I'm not going to try to seduce the bird because that's.
I mean, yeah, you can try a communication check
That's
to
weird.
get it
Trees,
to land
no.
on
Birds,
you. But...
yes.
I mean, yeah. Can I do a communication check
Sure.
to see if he'll like come land in my hand?
Or do we have is persuasion a separate stat? I forgot.
Yeah, persuasion is a separate.
That's not their
No, it's not.
perception. Yeah.
No, yeah, communication would be.
Yeah,
the one.
persuasion falls under is a focus you can take.
Yeah, okay. Just checking.
It's cocked. 6, 7, 8. Oh, there's a 9.
The bird does not jump into your hand.
I put it back in my pocket.
The bird? Or the granola?
No, the
Just grab the damn bird.
Please don't grab the bird. You've given her an idea, Zom.
yeah.
The bird sort of quirks its head to the side, and then you hear it sort of take on a different tone of voice. And it says, "No, no, 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 no." And then it flaps its feathers.
Yes. What do you guys make of this bird?
I mean, it's weird, but it's a bird.
It's pretty weird, right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Well,
It's
okay,
like
so
weird in the same way that old guy in the temple was weird.
yeah. Well, then he said, "Safe and day will take away." So here we have another for the god of night. Safe and day, take what away? Like what's being taken?
I mean, I would assume that it's like probably like not good.
So the bird actually hears you ask that question, "Take what away?" And it sort of, you see like this little crest on the back of its head sort of raise up, and it goes, "Dragging, dragging, dragging away."
Dragging or dragon?
Dragging.
It's just stressful.
What's dragging it away?
What's being dragged away? Ooh, can we like look around and see if there's any like signs that stuff has been dragged off?
I thought you meant like an actual sign. No.
Back to signs again. Like get out of here, get dragged away.
No, I was thinking like tracking. Like, is
That-
there anything we can track?
Do they coincidentally also have we're occult signs?
That would be a perception check.
God, that is not my strong suit. I will roll one.
Here, I'll try one too. Ooh,
Oh.
ooh, ooh.
6.
And 21 for perception.
Okay, yeah.
No,
So-
I got like a 7.
You're kind of, Idalya, you're looking around as this bird is sort of saying incomprehensible things to you guys. And you notice out of the corner of your eye, just tucked beneath one of the hedges, there's a little piece of white silk rope. It's got dirt on it. It looks as though it has been a bit trampled at some point. It's got rips in it, and there's a dark red stain on the end of it.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over and attempt to pull the rope or pick it up. Is it just like a piece?
Yeah, it's just a little piece. It's maybe 2-3 inches long. It's not super big.
Got it. I'm gonna pocket that just in case I come across something that looks familiar. Might belong to somebody.
Whistling at
that's
the bird.
Can you just like perch it on your horns?
Yeah, I'd love to, but he didn't want to come see me.
The bird's like watching you whistle, and it's sort of bobbing its head back and forth. And then it says, "Always in the night, always silent like the stars.
What was the first line of that, sorry?
Always in the night."
Let's see.
What is silent?
I'm assuming whatever is doing the dragging is probably not very noisy.
Nightmen!
Nightmare. Do they come from the temple?
Dark robes!
Dark groups.
Check.
What are they doing? These nightmen. Are they dragging just anybody away?
They took her to the owls.
So that must be the temple then. Unless there's something at the housing districts that we haven't seen.
Yeah. We should go check
Why?
out those housing districts fast.
Who did they take to the owls?
Burned her for the owls.
Is that burned?
Yes.
So Dahlia's just gonna start walking real slowly because I think we need to get over to the housing districts here before it gets dark.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to keep finding out what this bird has to say because each time it says it gives us more clues.
Well, the clues are pretty similar though. We're getting the same theme.
I don't know, burned her for the owls was new. But whatever, I'll follow. We're going to the housing district?
Yeah. Is it just like 1 and 2 or like left and right or?
There's one that's a little bit more to the north. You guys are closest to
Which one's closest to the temple?
yeah, you've got one that's closer to you and one that's a bit further north right now. So the one closest to the temple is probably the one. Hey, sorry, give me a sec. Hey, Lucifer.
Kitty!
Lucifer! No! Sorry. Idiot cat found a bag and is just like going to town. Okay, yeah, the one closest to the temple is the one that's currently closest to you.
Okay, we should. Do you guys want to do the one closest to the temple or the one furthest from the temple first?
Yeah.
We go closest.
Who's you closest?
Okay. So you guys approach this area on the map, and you can sort of see that the street that you're walking on sort of almost falls into disrepair the minute you cross the threshold on the map. You see a dilapidated area of town where the houses barely look like structures. There's rubble lining all of the filthy streets, and there's people out and about and milling around, and the eyes of everybody that's out just sort of follows you wherever you go, and they all look exhausted and distrustful and angry. Most of the buildings that they mill around, they look ready to collapse. Some of them actually already have, but you still see people kind of going in and out of them and ducking in and out. There is an open space in the center of the district where there is a large water well, and there is a group of several people congregating around it.
Okay. No one mentioned anything about the bird.
Yes, do not mention.
Can we
The bird
ask
didn't
about-
follow us or anything, right? Because Al was whistling. Did it follow or anything?
No, the bird stayed in the garden.
Can we ask about the owls?
We can probably try and gauge like opinion on the temple, on the museum.
I was gonna say maybe not start with that.
Yeah, let's
Right.
lead into that gently.
And I'm gonna say I probably should not take point on this because they're already like mad, and I'm a Kunari, and they don't really. I'm not gonna be much help. So.
And just as kind of a side note, do we need to, is with her being Kunari, do we need to kind of keep in mind that people could be openly hostile, if not aggressive, strictly for her race?
I mean, I've been keeping track of that.
Yeah, you should definitely be keeping
I've
track.
been cognizant of that.
It would also apply in situations where maybe a Tevinter wouldn't be welcome, or an elf.
I'm gonna do a perception check on these people first while they're still kind of see if there's anything noticeable. That was a good one.
I'm gonna go drop a copper in the well and make a wish.
I'm gonna let Idalya finish her
22.
action before you do
Sorry.
that.
22.
You notice that these people are fucking exhausted. They look like they have not slept decently in a month.
Do they bear any resemblances to the people in the temple? Like, is there any robes or any of that color?
No, most of their clothes are very cheaply made, not terrifically clean.
Do I sense these are servants or slaves?
Yeah, I would say that is definitely.
Are these like low class Treventer?
These are these would be the lowest of the low class. Like they're way down there. They're not slaves because the slaves would live in the houses with the people that own them, but they're not far from that at all.
Are there any elves?
Not that you can see, no.
I do speak Elven. So if need be.
And so Al, you wanted to go drop a coin in the well?
I just wanted to flip a copper in the well and make a wish.
Okay.
What did I do?
You walk over and you flip a copper into the well, and some of the people around it look absolutely horrified that you just threw money into a bottom of a well.
That was probably...
There is a woman who's got a sort of severe, her hair's back in sort of a severe, messy bun. Like, it's pulled very tight, but the bun itself is sort of messy. And she's got, it looks like it may have been dark hair at one point. It is mostly gray by now. And she's got, exhaustion lines set deep into her face. And she is just glowering at you. And she sort of puts her hands on her hips. And
I hold out a copper and I'm like, you want to try?
And she says, you.
Me.
We've never seen you here before.
No. I've never seen you here before either.
She sort of looks at the people that are standing next to her, and she's like, has anyone seen these people before? And everybody around just sort of shakes their heads, and everybody's like picking up on her tension towards you, and so that you would almost feel the hostility in the air just like rising.
So
I feel like maybe we got off on the wrong foot somehow.
Idalya would just raise her hands and just surrender and say, I'm sorry, like, there's no misunderstanding here. We are simply travelers coming through. We were just traveling through here. We mean you no disrespect. She thought she was honoring your pawn. She did not mean to disrespect you. Sorry about that.
She flicks her eyes between Al and you, and then she looks at you and she says, how long have you been here?
Not long. We just got here, actually. We walked in, met a friend at the inn. We went and bought some stuff, took it in, checked out your pretty temple, looked around. Very beautiful city. It's very nice here. Very nice.
She sort of
use a deception roll on that. Do you want a deception?
Yeah, go ahead.
I need a deception. I'm a real bad liar tonight.
Oh no, what just happened?
This looks promising.
So I have a really high deception points, but I rolled 3 ones. So it's a 9 for deception, so not the worst roll. But I rolled 3 ones. I critically failed it.
Yeah. She looks around and then she looks at you and she's like, you stand amid hovels and think to come mock us?
I'm gonna make sure that I am standing kind of in front of Idalya and Aria, just in case people decide they want to come at us.
Okay, so dishonesty didn't work here. I'm gonna have to try the truth. Okay, we're gonna be honest. We met a friend here. She is concerned that there's something wrong here. We came to investigate. I was trying to be subtle. I really sucked at that, so I'm just gonna be honest with you from here on out.
Roll
Our friend is concerned that something is happening in this town, and that we've been tasked to find and help if that's possible.
Please roll a communication check.
Yes, this should come on. Don't critically fail. Okay, that one's good.
I was like, if this fails, we're gonna set your dice on fire. Like
15.
Okay. She buys that. She settles down a little and she says, "Your friend is not from the guards."
Me?
No, not you. The friend that would hired that asked you to investigate.
No, she's simply a mercenary, nothing more.
And she sort of looks around at the people and then she says, "Perhaps you could help us then. But if you're tricking us, we will make you pay because we are tired of putting up with this."
That's fair.
Trust me, you'll know if I'm lying. I'm very bad at it.
Apparently. Take deception as a skill and then just critical fail.
I'm not good at it, so...
Yeah, Al's literally incapable of lying. If you don't believe me, ask the Canary. I like using Al as a lie detector. Like, I tell this long, elaborate story, and I'm like, Al? She's like, yes. Full-on head. She's like, yes. And then we look to Aria, and she gives this beautiful, graceful explanation, and we're like, see? We got this.
Okay, so you've de-escalated it. They no longer look like they're going to jump you.
What is going on in the city?
How many people are around?
There are about 7 directly near the well, but you're not quite sure how many people would be running around the rest of the neighborhood.
Well, just that I immediately see.
Yeah, there's...
okay, let me rephrase that. How many people saw me throw that coin in the well?
7 people for sure by the well. Do you want to make a perception check to see if you can figure out how many people are around the neighborhood? Because the well's in the very middle, so a lot of people...
I was just gonna try to discreetly go around to while they're talking. I'd like to just discreetly kind of go give each one of them a silver because I feel like an asshole for throwing away money.
How much silver do you have?
Plenty, enough that I can give out 7 of them. Got 6 gold.
Okay. So yeah, you can give a silver piece to each person around the well.
And I apologize for my short-sightedness.
Canary reparations. Sorry about your fountain. Sorry about your fountain. Sorry about your fountain.
Sorry about my people's invasion of your country.
I mean, I'm not, but I'm not a Kunari. I'm Mervani. I don't consider myself part of that insanity. But I do try to consider myself a fairly decent person, and throwing away money in a really poor area was not well thought out on my part. So
no, it super wasn't.
I'm giving away apology silver.
Can we rename the title of the campaign to Dragon Age Reparations?
I mean, at this point, that's basically...
Where we just go through Traventure and apologize to everyone.
We apologize about the tower we blew up. We apologize about offending...
Oh god, that's right. We probably should find some sort of I had already forgotten those people. That's great. We're off to a good start here, guys.
It's going great. You guys are doing a good job.
Well, that felt genuine.
So she hands out silver to all the people. I'm hoping they look a little less hostile.
They're definitely, it's de-escalated. They're not your fan yet, but they don't look like they're gonna throw you in the well. So
I'll take it.
That's fine. That's great.
Why is everyone so tired here?
And she looks around again, and she looks like she's waiting for doom to swoop down on your heads at any moment. But she sort of leans in and she's like, "People have been going missing."
For how long?
Oh no.
Weeks now.
No one's been found. No bodies.
No, we've not been able to find any of them. No sign. It's just one day we wake up and they're not there anymore. And we've asked the guards to help, but no one helps anyone in this neighborhood.
Is there any common thread between all the missing people, or are they just randomly taken?
Not that we can tell. Other than everyone went missing at night. We've instilled a curfew, which seemed to stave off another incident for a couple weeks, but most recently we've had one of our children go missing.
Do you know if they went missing from, like, were they safe inside during the curfew, or did they go out?
We're not sure.
Okay.
Her mother swears up and down that she was tucked in safely to bed, but when we woke in the morning, she was not in her bed.
How old was
Okay.
she? Are we like teenager, or are we talking like little kid?
She was 6.
Okay.
Are people just disappearing from this housing area or the other one as well?
I don't know. The guards won't give us any information about an ongoing investigation. Not that
Are you
they've
going to
investigated
travel
anything.
back and forth between the housing areas? Can people from here travel to that area and back and so forth?
We can get as far as the gate, but unless we're bringing someone something, we don't usually get in.
So the only people who can freely travel back and forth are the guard.
That would be most accurate, or the nobles that live in the other neighborhoods.
Where are the headquarters for the guards?
In the noble district.
Okay. So, let's say, I mean, we would absolutely love to help you guys out because everything looks like really sucks, and no one should have to live like this. So, if there's any other details that you could maybe try to give us that could help us out, because we really want you to be happier than this, because this is awful.
Yeah, she says, I wish that we could tell you more. The little girl that went missing 2 nights ago, and we've not been able to find any trace of her or anyone else that's gone.
What's your name?
I am Martha.
Martha,
Yes.
we will try and solve this problem for you as quickly as we can, but in the meantime, is there some sort of large area where everyone can stay together and keep an eye on each other?
Pretty much that's our neighborhood.
Right. Was this the neighborhood nearest the temple?
Yes.
Could the temple be a viable option? What are your... is that a safe place?
I don't... The museum?
The museum, sorry, on our map's pretty old.
I suppose we could go. Do you think that would be safe for us?
Well, I'm not sure. I was just wondering what you think on it. Have the museum workers, the curators, been kind to you?
I've never noticed much about them. They don't come down to our district all that often, and we don't often visit museums. We've not got that much time on our hands.
Okay. Idalya? Al, what do you guys think?
I think we should go talk to the guards.
Sounds good.
Is the noble district in
yeah.
this one, or is it in the other housing district?
The other housing district.
The other one probably is the noble district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should head to the noble district and find the guards, who I'm sure are going to be super helpful.
Before you guys go, she stops and she says, "Wait, should we speak to someone at the temple and see if they could give us safe harbor?"
Probably not. But I would say
stay together, stay safe, pile all into one building if you have to. Stay safe.
yeah, make sure no one's home alone. Try and make sure that and if we can before nightfall, come back. But we might get waylaid. I don't know yet.
Yeah, get consolidated, bar the doors, bar the windows when the sun goes down, do not come out.
And hopefully it'll just be for tonight that you'll have to do that. We'll try and have this over with as quickly as possible.
We will return in the day.
We've been doing similar things for weeks.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to see a community keeping each other safe.
She sort of nods approvingly at that.
Martha approves.
Martha greatly approves.
We should skedaddle over to the Noble District.
Okay, we should probably have a plan before we're just like, hey guys, let us in, because I don't think that's gonna work.
What race is Aria? She's Trevinter, but does she look Trevinter? Is she dark skinned? Like, could she pass as someone of importance?
Dark skinned and wearing like Trevinter fashion, if that matters.
Okay, but they're like good quality clothes. Like, she could pass for somebody important. If need be.
Probably like upper middle class, maybe. You know,
What's your
like just high
deception?
class. Deception.
Do you have any?
No.
We can always pretend to be
communication.
her servants. We can always pretend because her walking in with an elf and a canary looks shifty as fuck in a Noble District intervention.
Well, not
Unless she
necessarily,
owns them.
because, I mean, and this is gonna sound like totally awful, but you could be like a servant and I could be like her bodyguard.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I feel like if her walking in and like looking in charge and us like working
Yes.
like we'll just like walk behind you, like being very attentive to what Aria says. Are you comfortable kind of guiding the conversation, Aria?
Oh boy. Well, I can try.
Because I feel like we're going to get a lot better response if the elf and canary aren't popping off on guards and nobles, which is very likely to happen. I feel like that would be the easiest way. If they become uncooperative, then the canary can raise hell.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a decent plan. I'm morally opposed to the image we're presenting, but...
Well, I was just thinking of what Zom said, is that there might be places where we are, like, less of us are likely to get things accomplished, and this is literally the worst possible place for me and Al to walk into.
I mean,
pretty
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Had I realized, and this is me talking, had I realized that we were going to be tromping around to Vinter, I probably wouldn't have rolled a canary.
I did tell you.
Well, okay, then I'm an idiot.
Okay, so I like the idea of Al as like her bodyguard, and I will be some sort of hand servant or somebody behind you.
Okay.
I do my best to look kind of intimidating.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, alright, sounds good. Let's proceed.
Because if need be, I have a very high deception skill, so I can fake the servant well enough if need be, as long as I don't critically fail. I should be able to.
Yeah, sounds good.
You keep saying that skill's so high, but, you know, it hasn't really paid off yet.
I knew I've rolled too well in this campaign. I have rolled entirely too well, and no one listened.
I mean, you saved
know
the party
better.
from death, so... you guys have...
If I get a jar of bees, I'm quitting this campaign because it's going nowhere.
I want to take this opportunity to remind you guys, if you stunt on any checks outside of battle, there's stunt things. There's a stunt system for that as well.
Got time to pull that part of the book
God
out.
damn it. Okay, we all shuffle for books.
Yeah.
I have notes.
Yeah, she
Nice.
You're smart.
she prepped.
I am.
Okay, so you guys are ready to roll up to the Noble District?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys you walk back out of the Soparati district, which is where you were, and you walk back into the regular streets of the main town, and then as you head towards the other housing district, you notice that the streets, of course, get much nicer, much cleaner, everything is in much better repair. And you walk into an area where the streets have actually been crafted from expensive marble slabs that are shining under the sunlight. The buildings are well made and shaped with intricate designs, in line with Tevinter fashion. People in the area glare at you with obvious distaste. Some of them with hostility, but most of them are giving you a pretty wide berth. They're not really interacting with you. It's sort of, you know, I stick my nose up at you, sir, kind of attitudes towards you guys. It is pretty obvious that you are not welcome in this area, and as you walk closer towards the main section of the district, you do notice it's gated off, and there's a gate in front of it, and two guards stands in front of the gate.
So we should probably talk to the guards and see if they can maybe, like, direct us to their headquarters. We need a good reason as to why.
Well, she's rich. She just has to be whiny and bitchy about something. Something offends her. Something greatly offends her. Like, how dare that there was noise in the middle of the night? My beauty sleep was interrupted. Like, just be a rich white lady. You can do it.
Sounds good. Yeah, Aria, like, head held high, kind of petulant, marches up to the guards. Who can I speak to about a disturbance at night?
And they kind of look at each other and they're like, sorry?
I'm travelling down from Virantium and I found my stay quite unacceptable. I was interrupted last night by the most raucous noise. Who can I speak to about this? I need protection. My kunari is not good enough.
They sort of look at the kunari and look back at you and they're like, sorry, ma'am, we didn't have any information on any travelers. Roll a deception check.
Sure. I don't have that as a focus, so it's just...
So it's just communication, yeah.
Communication.
Cool.
Your white lady impression is awesome, Aria. They just ask for their manager next. Do it! I want to speak to your manager. 15?
Yeah, they buy this. So they kind of look at each other and they're like, I mean, I guess we could take you to the guard station. Give us just a moment, and he goes over and he starts unlocking the gate, and they sort of swing it open. And the one that opened it sort of turns around and he says, "Right this way, ma'am."
I wink at Aria as we go in.
Thank you. And like she says it like kind of bitingly, like she doesn't want to say it.
The guard saw that. And he sort of
She said that to the guard, by the way, not to...
What did she say?
Thank you, but, like, not...
Yeah, no, I know. But the guard saw the wink. And he sort of stops, and he says, What did you say you were in town for?
Oh my gosh, there's something in my eye!
Roll the communication for deception.
We're in town.
Roll what?
Deception.
Okay. Hang on. Get my... Damn it. Damn it, Al!
I love it, he's just doing shit. And you're like, oh wait.
Hang on. Well, I stunted, so hang on just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a bon mot and add a witty remark to the end of my action.
No.
So you said I've got something in my eye.
Yes, I've got something in my eye.
What is the witty remark?
What?
What's the witty remark?
Oh man. I don't even know. Guys, there's something in my eye. Can you look? Can you see if there's something in there?
Okay.
Yeah, Aria.
What's the benefit of bon mot? Like, is there an actual real life? Not real life, but you know what I mean.
Word of my wit is likely to spread for good or ill.
No.
Seriously?
So everyone's now gonna know we have a smart aleck.
Oh man. And let's just like I rolled a 4, 5, 6. I rolled a 6 on that, so and 2 1s and a 2.
So again, he turns to Aria and he says, "What did you say you were in town for?" And this time he sounds a lot more stern.
Yeah, the things I have to put up with. I picked her up on the way down from Virantium. I'm here to study the flora in the area. I've just graduated from the circle, you know. So all I want to do is study all these pretty plants and unbelievable.
Can you roll another deception?
Yeah. Oh gosh, that one's worse. 12?
Okay, he buys it. he just barely buys it, but he's like, okay. Okay. Right this, sorry about the delay, ma'am. Right this way. And so he turns and he starts leading you guys towards the guard house again. And you guys walk through these streets that are just like absolutely resplendent. And he takes you towards this this guardhouse that is crafted out of some of the same marble, but it's not quite as high end as the houses and stuff, which are just huge and way overblown and way overbuilt. But the guardhouse is sort of, it's not far from the gate, so it doesn't take you guys long to get there, and it's sort of, you know, it's a lot more business-like. And as you walk up, he opens the door and leads you in. And then he walks directly over to a desk and sits down and pulls out a quill and some parchment, and he says, so what is your complaint?
Oh gosh. Well, what was the name of the inn where we met?
Al's gonna stay outside and like just watch.
Okay.
What was the name of the inn?
The Inn of Vashon.
The Inn of Vashon. And
Okay.
was like separate from the True Housing District?
Yeah.
Right.
It was sort of in the middle part of the town, not far from where like the blacksmith and the general store was.
Right.
Okay. So I'm still silently behind Aria. I'm gonna do a perception check in the guard's office here. 17.
Okay, you notice, and where did you say you were doing the perception check for? In the guardhouse?
Yeah,
or?
I've stayed by her side very silently. I'm just sticking slightly behind her, trying to keep on I'm her servant.
You notice that it's weirdly clean in this place. Like, it doesn't look like he does a lot of paperwork.
It doesn't look worked in.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. It looks like somebody set up an office and had intended to start doing guard work, but then never actually used it for that.
So is that perception check complete?
Yeah.
Okay. So he asked Aria what the complaint was?
Yes.
Yeah. So I took up residence in the Inn of Vashon after arriving late last night. Was there for only an hour when my sleep was interrupted by this horrible screeching and dragging sound. It just continued and continued. It's unacceptable. Where are the guards? Someone needs to be controlling this noise.
And you heard this outside of the inn?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say you're gonna need to roll another deception check.
Yeah, that's fair. 12 again.
Okay, yeah. He grimaces and he's like, and where was your room located?
In the inn room?
You know it has more than one room, right?
Of course. I don't see why that's relevant.
Well, because no one else who works at the inn or stayed at the inn or patrolled near the inn reported any such thing.
Well, it's not my fault that they're sounder sleepers than I am.
Ma'am, what do you want me to do about this?
I want you to make sure it doesn't happen again tonight.
He sort of sighs and he puts the paper and the quill away without actually writing anything down. And he says, yes, ma'am, we'll put an extra patrol.
Thank you for your adequate service.
And, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while Al's outside, she's paying attention to what's going on. Can I roll a perception check to just kind of take in what I
Sure.
see outside the guards? Okay. Like when you're done with whatever you're doing.
Yeah, He's basically just gonna say good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's pretty done with you.
That's fair. I'm pretty done with me too.
11.
11. You don't notice much more than what I've already described.
Okay.
But Aria and Idalya, you've now been dismissed from the guard's presence, so you're now just outside the guard station.
That could have gone well.
It really could have. But he also didn't seem super surprised when you said screaming people. He seemed more confused on the day.
Yeah.
And
It's
more
like if you said
importantly,
2 nights ago, yeah, they were screaming that night, but not last night.
and more importantly, we're still in the district, so let's go look around.
Yeah, they did not kick us out, so...
No, they
And
did
we got to
not.
see inside the guards' chambers. So overall, not a total failing.
No. We now know that they're either not working, or maybe they're for show, they're not... Either way, nothing's getting done as
They're
far
a
as
dummy
these guards go.
corporation.
Yeah, there's something up here. Whether they're incompetent or they're purposely bad. So I guess we have to decide whether they are incompetent or purposely bad.
Well, we know that they don't go help out the people in the other district, and the people in this district are like they don't look like they're super willing to talk to us. So we should, I don't know, maybe try to find one that might be.
See if
Maybe
there's
someone who
someone
sells stuff. They're chatty sometimes.
We're in like an upper class Tavinta area. Surely there are elven slaves somewhere that we might be able to support with.
I feel like they couldn't go openly talk to each other though.
True.
Yeah.
That's the impossible part. And we're not telepathic yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spoilers.
I mean, I think our best bet is just going to be to, continue to support Aria while she just asks questions.
Yeah, because they didn't question that we worked for her, so that was something.
Yes.
My rolls are gonna get real bad from here. I can feel it.
And just think, you're still doing. It's like going to the harem sharal when you're not like human is the most annoying thing ever. Have you done that as a Canarian? You walk in and it's like -15, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yep. So let's go find somebody to talk to.
Alright.
Aria can talk to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually gonna say what you guys were sort of having your little powwow there. You do notice that one particular person has sort of started watching you, and she's not being particularly subtle about it.
What's her demeanor towards us like? Is she suspicious? Is she curious?
She looks curious. She's got a bit of a smile on her face. She's got curly blonde hair that she's got cropped short, and she's sort of watching you guys. She's sort of walking around the street in sort of a lazy kind of circle. Doesn't look like she's in a hurry to get anywhere or do anything, and she's kind of smirking at you guys.
go
You
talk
wanna
to her.
talk to her?
I wink at her.
Idalya's just gonna like nudge Aria in the corner, like,
Yeah.
So
I wink at her.
she sees on a week and she just kind of giggles, and she heads over towards you guys, and she sort of saunters up and she's like, I recognize you three.
Do you?
I
Who
was
are
gonna say,
you?
would Idalya have working with the Chargers and Dorian?
No.
No.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I know who this is, but I don't know.
And she says, I may be a friend of yours. And then she winks at you. And the way she winks at you is almost like she expects that to explain everything.
So, new friend, what's your name?
My name's Celia.
You cut out.
Celia.
Yeah.
Celia?
Celia, yes.
Celia.
Okay. And I missed the part before that as well because my internet was glitching. Sorry.
How much did you miss?
Just what she said.
She said that I might be a friend of yours, and then she winked. And then she said, "My name is Celia."
Aria.
Nice to meet you, Aria.
I am Al.
Nice to meet you too.
Is there still groups of like moving Treventer people around us?
There's people walking around. There's nobody like super close. But they're milling about the streets, just sort of talking to each other and whatnot.
Got it. So Al, the two of us probably need to keep it down a bit.
Celia, do you know where we could talk that's a little more private?
Preferably with wine.
We do not need a drunk Canary.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to dip over to the tavern in the middle of the day.
Is there somewhere else quiet that we could go chat
Ask about our mutual friend.
about our mutual friend?
And she's like,
I speak as quiet as I can.
Can you tell us who this friend is?
I mean, you've met her recently.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well.
Still gonna need a name.
Just like, all right.
Always.
I work with Cassandra.
Okay, just making sure. That's a
Yeah.
deceptive thing.
Yeah, not to. How do we know that that's true?
I mean, I know who you were. Listen, it's kind
We're
of
not
top secret.
Well, but we're not exactly inconspicuous. Have you? I mean, I'm sure at this point lots of people know who we are.
But not who we were.
Yeah,
Well,
because
I mean,
everybody's gonna know to drop Cassandra's name to a Kunari, an elf, and a Tavender mage.
Okay, fine.
Only if they
Make a
killed
fair
her, and I
point.
doubt that happened.
You make a fair point, I suppose.
Okay.
What's up? Can we help you? Can you help us? What's going on?
Well, I don't know. What are you all in town for? I thought you were gonna skedaddle as soon as you rolled in.
No, we have work to do here. People to help.
Yeah.
What do you know about the missing people?
I know it's been a problem that the guards are refusing to do anything about.
Yeah, we got that feeling. They don't work hard at all, do they?
I don't know if you could call what they do work. They mostly just stroll around the town, and if they see problems, they look the other way because they don't want to deal with them. I mean, unless someone real rich gets bothered.
Who's paying them off?
I mean, probably the mayor, but it could be any one of the people that live in these pretty houses up in this district.
And do they have much involvement with the museum in the nearer to the other district?
No, the museum mostly keeps to itself. Those whack
I don't
jobs
know
are so obsessed with old statues. Nobody really
Is there
associates with them.
So is there anything weird about the museum that you could tell us? Because those guys in there were kind of shifty.
I mean, they're just a bunch of nerds, really. I don't know. I've only been in once or twice, and it didn't lead to any leads in my investigation. I mean, so I didn't bother with them much after.
What are you investigating?
I mean,
Or you go ahead.
it is secret.
Oh no, I was going to ask the same thing.
It is a
So what are you
secret.
investigating?
Okay. Is there some way of discussing this secret?
I mean, I can tell you guys, I guess. I don't know. Cassandra didn't really say what kind of clearance level you guys had, but I mean,
Oh, but I was gonna say, if you need help, maybe we have the information you need, and maybe you have the information we need. Maybe we can help you.
I mean,
We
do you
both have the
have
same boss.
any information on the ins and outs of the lyrium trade in this here town?
Yeah.
Not yet, but we haven't been looking for it, so maybe we can.
That's fair. You can keep
Is
your
there
eyes
something
out.
different? Is there something different about the lyrium trade here?
We've been tracking some huge lyrium shipments that have been coming to this town, but not leaving.
Any other sort of magical artifacts? I feel like this is when Doll would like flip into like Inquisition mode. Like, is there any other magical artifacts that have been smuggled in that we found or aware
Not
of?
that we know of.
Do we know where the shipments are headed in town? What part of?
I haven't been able to figure that out yet either.
How do we know they're coming here?
I mean, we tracked the caravans that far.
So we see them enter the city, but then we don't know where they head now.
Precisely.
Is there any correlation between the lyrium shipments and the people disappearing?
It sounds like they're powering something very powerful.
I mean, I suppose it could be related. I hadn't quite put that together myself.
Is there a schedule to the shipments?
Well, the shipments are so large, they don't happen particularly often.
Was there one 2 nights ago?
No.
Is there likely to be one again soon?
Not sure. They're real unpredictable.
Okay.
Where are they coming in from?
It's been a different direction every time. We've seen about 5 or 6 come in, and they're enough to power half a Templar army.
Has there been any red lyrium in there?
No.
Well, that's good.
Not that we know of.
They haven't traveled through any exploded towns by chance, have they?
Exploded towns?
No, there are no exploded towns. We don't know anything about
Just the
those.
tower. Yeah,
Nothing
no.
about that.
Just the tower. So do you know anything about the disappearances that have been happening?
Look, I know someone's abducting people from the Soprati district, but it has not affected anybody outside of that district, so the guards don't want to do anything at all about it. It's really stupid, because whoever it is, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before whoever's doing it starts running out of Soprati and will eventually get to a noble or two. It's sad that that is probably what will make the guards do something about it.
Is there anyone who's like super shitty in this town who could maybe be a fake target to get people to care?
Well, I was just thinking, what if we kidnapped you tonight? Not for real, but like, what? Okay, let me rephrase that.
Doll and Aria just went.
Okay, so my idea was that, like, since you're clearly part of this upper echelon, that maybe like you don't actually disappear, but like, you know, we hide you off somewhere and then go report to the guard the next day that one of the rich people got taken and see what they do.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I really can't risk blowing my cover over that.
That's fair.
You
As
have
much
any
as I'd
friends
like to
that do
help the
that too?
Soparati, I've got another mission I have to pay attention to.
That's fair.
Is there anyone else we can fake kidnap? Just to see? Like, do you have any friends that it would be, like, totally okay with this?
No, what?
I'm gonna vote against kidnapping.
Well, it's not real kidnapping. Oh my god.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
it might
not
be
going
fake
to tell you
kidnapping,
guys
but
how
we'll still hang from real nooses.
I'm not going to tell you
Because
guys
the
how to
person
do
would be,
your
like,
job.
released.
I mean, just if they catch us attempting to fake kidnap somebody, they will still real hang us. And I don't think I have the constitution check to be
Especially
hung.
if it's a Canarian and an elf.
Okay, well.
That's a good point. They wouldn't even question us. They just take us to the gallows. Wait, do we roll Constitution on willpower? Like, how do you roll against a noose?
I don't think you roll anything against a noose. I think you just
Yeah, I think
noose.
the noose just insta wins.
Insta-wins.
I'm still gonna roll, but...
Okay, last thing. Do you have any idea where might be a good place for us to look next?
I mean, if you haven't checked out and spoken to the Soparati in the Soparati district, I recommend that. But other than that, I don't know. I haven't been able to find any clues. It's not my main priority, obviously, but...
Yeah, we spoke to them. They're very scared. They took it. The last person taken was a child 2 days ago, 6 years old.
Damn it.
We don't have much time here, I don't think. Especially if there's another lyrium shipment coming in sometimes.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for that. I'll let you know if I hear anything.
And is there a way that...
Oh, sorry, go on.
That's okay. Oh, I was going to say, I think it's still daytime. Is there a way we can contact you, and a faster way to contact you, or will you stay in this area if we find out more information, or will you be traveling?
I'll be around this area.
Okay. So I feel like we can use her as a contact, possibly?
For now,
Okay, temp contact.
you have not earned actual contact status, but, I mean, she's willing to work with you in the town.
So unless you guys have, Al, is there anything you wanted to ask her?
Nope.
Okay. I would say, so it's gonna probably be like afternoon at this point by now, because we've traveled, 2 places to the temple?
Yeah, I'd say that's about right.
Probably getting close to, dusk here.
It's about 3-4.
Okay. So, should we wait until nighttime and then check out... Where do we want to go for nighttime? Because there's obviously some connection to nighttime. Do we want to go try to protect the Soparati?
I mean, that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah,
I'd like to go, like maybe see if we can catch this person thing, whatever,
yeah,
in the act.
So our options are to try and stop them in progress, possibly look somewhere and maybe find the kid that's... I'm not feeling very hopeful on that one.
Yeah.
There's obviously something with the Temple with Dark. There's obviously something happening in the sort of alienage type area.
Yeah. Do you think there's any chance we could talk to the guy who yelled about the Song of the Night before we go to protect the Soparati?
Oh, the museum dude?
Yeah, see if we can sneak in and try and get a...
I can try and sneak
quiet
through,
talk.
possibly.
Yeah?
It's daytime, but...
They close at 5.
I was gonna say, we could go after they close at 5, so they're not expecting someone to sneak in, but... if I get caught, this will probably get ugly. But I can try.
Yeah, no, that does have a very...
Because I feel like he's not going to be easily accessible. Because even if we tried to ask questions, I think they were just going to keep dragging him away.
He's also gonna be really loud. Take it from someone who knows.
Zom.
That's good.
Always
Yeah.
attractive.
Way to use your horns, Al. Good.
Has the museum closed yet, or is it, about to close?
I'd say it's about... How many say it's about 4 in the afternoon, so it's not long from closing.
Okay.
You guys could probably get there if you book it, but...
Al's pretty good at asking questions, and the guy seemed pretty eager to talk about the history and all that. So we could always try and distract the main guy, and then maybe Idalya can sneak off.
There was
I
a
can
couple
absolutely
people, right?
keep him entertained. I can try to keep several people entertained.
I didn't make notes, but there was a couple people in that temple, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Is-
the only one that was paying attention to us was the guy who was talking to us.
Was there any rooms off to the side of that, or was it just a temple? You said
It's
drag
mostly
back
just
to
a
a room.
big main room. There were some doors in the back, but and they sort of pulled the yelling dude towards those.
Okay. Got it. So there's doors in the back there. So we could possibly do a distraction, get their attention up front. I sneak back.
It's an idea.
Fine.
Hope that dude
I
doesn't
risk
see
it?
me and just scream something like the night is coming or something.
Yeah. God. Is it a risk we want to take?
Well, I mean, what are our other options? We could go... It is a risk. I don't know. I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of information, and we could really use some. So, I'm all about going and distracting.
If we go to the temple and pull this, how much time will pass before we can make it back to the Soprati to
Yeah.
guard them? Is it going to be a significant loss of time, or is this something that we can do, walk in through shenanigans, go, and then run away pretty quickly? Or are we going to, sacrifice a large chunk of time and walk in to see that, another child has been stolen?
I mean, it would depend on how long you spend in the temple doing things, but I'd say you could probably, if you're efficient about it, get in and out and back to the Soparati district before sundown.
A note on the Soparati district. I think we might have better luck if instead of obviously protecting them, we sort of hide out and set up more of a stakeout rather than...
So do you want to head there and
active
investigate
defense.
and find some place to hide?
Up to you. You're a good strategist so far.
Yeah, well, I think we should do that. I think we should go back and talk to Martha and see if there's like a good place that everybody can kind of congregate, and then we can find a place to sort of hide, or like a couple different places so we can kind of stake out the whole square or whatever, and then we can talk to the crazy guy maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
That's a good plan. Yeah, let's make the focus on keeping people from being kidnapped here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna head to the Soprati district to see if Martha is still there.
Real quick before we leave the rich people place, is there any way that we can be like guaranteed to get in and out of here? Like, is it like a once you come in, like you're always welcome, or like do we get a pass?
Oh yeah, just drop my name next time you guys want to stop by, and they should let you in. Just say you're bringing me something or other. Just think of any random item. I buy a lot of weird things just to keep my air of mystique.
Okay.
So we're taking magical artifacts to her.
I was gonna say wine,
That works too.
because that's probably less likely to get us like in trouble.
I don't drink.
We get to the guards and
these
we'll
things.
blurt out 3 different things about what we're bringing her.
Yeah.
Like, I got pretty flowers. So let's head to the district, and then hope we're looking for Martha, right?
Okay, yeah. You guys head back to the district, and it looks much the same. Everybody's still pretty tired. And you can see Martha there is she's sort of by the well again, and she's talking to a woman who looks twice as tired and old as she is, and she looks like she's saying something very serious, and the woman sort of nods, and then she sort of walks away, and then it's at that point that Martha sort of sees you guys come back, and she sort of crosses her arms and looks at you expectantly.
Sure. Just before we talk to her, is Al still showing symptoms?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, not those symptoms.
Oh no!
Those are fake symptoms.
We had to remind her.
I made a terrible mistake.
I hope all of this happens right in front of Martha. Like, Al just starts like, "Well, that's right."
I think I swallowed a bug.
He's not the coughing idiot.
So we have come to protect you. We're gonna try and hide and be inconspicuous and catch the people in the act. If they don't see us, they might try to attempt this. So is there any place that you would recommend that would be good to hide? Because we have a very tall canary that we need to hide behind something.
I give you a tree.
No trees, please.
Stop.
Tree-free party.
Stop. Next to in the middle of nowhere, like just arms up, like.
Okay, roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Like, that's not a tree, that's a canary. Like, no, that's a special tree.
Special elven tree.
Okay, so that part of the conversation did not happen in front of me. I feel like I need to say, because Zom's gonna be like, nope, and she says no. You're not a tree.
I can be a tree. I'm
It
too
always
tired
comes back
for
to
that.
trees, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Is that gonna be our name? Is that gonna be our group name? Is like the Ents or something? Like, it's
Oh no.
gonna be something tree related.
Oh, tree stalkers. Oh, Bobby's. Ow. Say goodbye, Bobby. Okay, yeah, so, What did you guys actually say to Martha?
We asked Martha for someplace to hide so we can...
And I actually
okay.
said I can be a tree. I said that. I absolutely said that.
She's just gonna ignore that one. And she's gonna say, there's not any particular vantage points that I know, but I mean, it all kind of looks like garbage, so you could certainly pick many different places to hide.
Just wanted to check and see if there was a place you considered. Where are all of you guys going to hole up together, or are you guys going to just to your own homes?
We've decided to double up housing for the evenings.
Is there kind of a convergence area where those are? Because we should probably pick a vantage point that's very clear too.
We're trying to stay mostly in the northern section of the neighborhood.
Okay. We're going to want something that probably towards the south that gives us a good vantage point of all angles in that area.
And obviously we should all stay close to each other so that we can
Yes, we should.
carry. But do we want to stay in the exact same place or pick slightly different spots with different advantages? Still within,
I'll go wherever I can.
Are you asking Martha this, or are you guys?
I'm asking the group.
Okay.
I think we should stay pretty close together. If there's something that we can't tell what it is, we will be under the cover of night, and I can use stealth checks to go out and take a peek at what's going on. And then let you guys know if it's something. If we're not sure, if it's just like a woman wanders through or something.
So we should probably post up. I'm thinking maybe outside of wherever everybody's hiding. Fairly in the same vicinity.
Okay, you want to stay close to it and just...
Yeah, because, I mean, they're going to have to come in and, get all up in this area, so we may as well lurk.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so you guys are taking up... How describe to me how you're taking up your positions?
Okay, so...
There's sort of like a main, sort of single open street. There's lots of little side alleys that go back and forth all over the place, and then there's certain houses that are sort of crumbling, certain houses that are standing, but maybe not occupied, since everybody's going more towards the north.
I'm thinking we should probably use, the alleys and the crumbling structures to hide in.
Sure.
Not very... I'm pretty... I would stick me in something crumbling. I don't think I'm going to be able to hide out in an alley well.
You're not going to try to pull a deception check for being a tree?
Can you imagine the person
No,
that
honestly, if I
walks
had
into that alley?
I absolutely would. I don't, so I'm not.
Because I really don't want to have to describe to the guards why there's a canary hiding in the pitch black dark in the middle of an alley.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
no, that's why I think I should hide somewhere.
It's fine.
And you guys,
village.
hide
They were
next
Yes. Like Al, we will call out at the last possible moment when we know shit's going down.
burst out of the rubble.
Be like, Al,
The tree is here!
this isn't personal. We love you and we want you to stay alive, so we need you to hide.
You can just burst out like the behemoth did. I learned this from a behemoth.
Well, because the problem is we don't know what's coming to get these people, and if it's nobles, they're going to point at Al and say she's the one that grabbed them and took them. Nobody's going to believe these people here.
Yeah.
No one's going to believe us. They're going to point at me and say we took whoever it was, so you have to keep Al very hidden.
So I'm gonna hide in the crumbling house where I can hear these guys and I can kind of see them.
Okay.
Being good.
Aria and Idalya, are you guys separating or are you gonna stay together?
I'll stay close to Aria.
Yeah, let's stay together.
Okay. Are you guys are you guys gonna be across the street from Alhana, or?
I think that's
And it would be something probably kind of triangular to it, something that we can signal to Al that she can see us.
Okay.
But that we have a clear view, but we also can be I don't know what we need a sign. What's our mark that not an actual sign? But we need
attack! Who is here?
Canary.
Ambush time.
Yeah.
it's like the Acme signs from like the old Looney Tunes
I know.
or
Yeah, I'll
cartoons.
just be like,
An owl call would probably be fitting.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna coo like an owl. That's it.
Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo!
Okay.
Okay, so
It's on
we're
your
gonna
face.
bunker down and hide.
Okay, so you guys take up position and you bunker down in these little areas and do your best to stay in these shadows, and you just kind of you take it easy and you sit back and you hang out until the sun starts to go down. And as the sun sinks low and the shadows across the street sort of get longer and longer until you see these misshapen images of shadow on the ground just sort of mingle together, and everything slowly gets darker and darker. And you don't see or hear much for quite a long time. But why don't you, it's a few hours into the evening, and there's definitely stars in the sky. You're not quite sure how late it is. You've perhaps lost a bit of track of time, but it's well into nighttime. And everybody go ahead and give me perception checks.
I stunted.
Okay.
And I want to use advantageous positioning.
Okay.
But my perception check was 2, 6. I'm about to burn these dice.
Yeah.
They are terrible.
Okay.
Oh, those are pretty new ones?
Yes, and they are doing me wrong.
Okay, I got 19 on the perception check.
Okay, and
Aria.
what was yours, Aria?
I got a 9, but I also stunted, and you.
Sorry, you froze, Celeste. No.
She looks like a Renaissance painting. She's so
She
beautiful.
really does.
Hearing from you guys. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, no, I can hear you. Okay, there you go.
There she is.
Okay.
There you are.
Sorry.
How much of that did you catch?
None of it. You got a 9, but you stunted something.
Stunted.
Yeah, got stunted. And I'd like to use that makes me wonder to make another perception test.
Okay.
And that one is I can't count all of a sudden. 9, 14, 15.
Okay. Idalya and Aria, as you guys are sitting in your position, you sort of you're paying pretty close attention, and you sort of start to hear this strange shuffling sound coming over towards the southernmost entrance of the district. And you haven't heard any noises almost all night. Like the town got deadly quiet, but now all of a sudden you hear a strange shuffling sound. And that is actually where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay.
Cliffhanger. Very nice.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, please, what were your perception checks again? It was, Alhana, you got a 6 with advantageous
6.
position.
And with advantageous positioning.
Okay. Okay, that's all I needed, actually.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So that was episode 4 of Dragon Age Chasing Remnants. Why don't we go ahead and take this time to go around and plug anything that we're working on or say anything that we want to talk about. So we'll go ahead and start with you, Alex.
I have nothing. My story hasn't changed since last week. You want to find me on something, my handle is Mangolexi, and I mean, it's like, if you type that into whatever you're looking for, that's gonna be me.
I found that to be very convenient. I liked that. Like,
It
I just
is.
went through and I was like Twitter, like Tumblr.
Yep.
There she
Yep.
is.
Yep. That's Xbox, like all of it.
I'm totally gonna add you to Xbox.
Okay, Celeste?
Yeah, same as usual. Not a whole lot going on, but I'm on Twitter, my handle's there. I'm on YouTube under the same name, and I'm on Tumblr at Celeste Draws, which with a hyphen in the middle. It's hyphen draws.
Okay, and Kristen?
I actually have a ton going on, which is really weird. I still have my repostings of the rewritten once and again. That's now on fanfiction.net as well, since people had asked for multiple places to read it, because the tools are better over there. So you can actually find it from Commander Girl on 803 and fanfiction.net. I also have character studies one-shots I started posting this week, and I have a brand new story that'll be posted later this week as well. So that one I think is going to be Once More with Feeling.
Oh no.
So yeah, if you guys want to see Idalya actually happy in a story, tune in. If you don't, read the other one.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, and I'm Zom. You guys can find examples of my writing on my website, zombarber.com. I've got a book out, Unlucky by Zom Barber on Amazon. I've got fan fiction on Archive of Our Own under at Zombolouge, which is where you can find me pretty much everywhere. I'm Zombolouge on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. It's all over the place. And I'm also writing for the Dice Camera Action fanzine, Dice Camera Zine. I wrote a piece for that. And that should be coming out sometime in August, I believe. I have to get the exact date. I know it's National Waffle Day is when we decided to release that, because it's for the Waffle Crew. And so I've got a piece that I wrote for that, and go check that out, go buy it. It's got some fantastic art and stuff that's going to be going into it, and all of the proceeds go to the Child's Play charity. So do some good and get some good fan works. And I am also on another D&D streaming show with some of the Dice Camera Zine group. It is the Zine Team Stream. I play a sarsaparilla. And my group goes every other Friday. There's an alternating group that has a storyline that is supposed to be concurrent. They're supposed to sort of work out in there. And then I am also playing Autumn, my Inquisitor, who I ripped from the Inquisition universe to place in the D&D universe. And she's going to go fuck up a dragon on Monday. So if you want to see her take down a dragon with a really kick-ass team, come check us out. That'll be... we'll stream that at Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what the hell that is on... it's like 5 here Pacific Standard Time, and that's going to be at twitch.tv/GodofRhodes. And then if you guys are interested, come check out Dragon Age Chasing Remnants episode 5 will be next week, Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on twitch.tv/Zombolouge. So hopefully we will see you there. But that has been episode 4. Hope you guys had fun, and we are going to be signing off now.